there are a lot of students that are at university that have Christian backgrounds that don't actually engage with the church when they get to university because the temptations are so strong, because the distractions, there's a lot going on. It takes a really kind of firm, strong believer to go to university and be in that environment and remain on fire for God. Absolutely, and not be tainted by that environment. So I think spiritual awakening starts with the Christian students in the campuses catching a fresh fire for God, a fresh passion for God, because I think it's kind of like students reaching students. It's not just people coming from the outside doing stuff in there. It's students awakened to that fire and passion, and from there they begin to be the voice to impact their campuses.
Absolutely.
But I don't know how you envision spiritual awakening, because in my mind, when I think of spiritual awakening on the campuses, I think of kind of what you said: lots of students encountering God in their halls of residence, on their knees, worshiping, on their knees, praying, seeking God. A real deep encounter with God that's not based on just an event, based on just gathering masses of people together and having a nice time. Nothing wrong with that, but actually it's something that translates into the day-to-day living of a believer on the campus. What do you
and I think a key word in this is passion, and hunger, and desire. And all of those things have been shaped at university. Social media shapes those things. We get an idea, a vision for our lives at university. But when we get the kingdom inside of us, when we get the love of God inside of us, all of that changes. So there's something about all the apathy, the chains of complacency being broken off. We start to see an uprising of students who are just passionate, who are going to put their lives on the line to see His kingdom come. They are not going to say no for an answer. They're going to persevere. They're going to break through. And I think that's absolutely essential. Is the temperature at university? We're looking to see the temperature go way up than what it is right now.
Yes, absolutely. Now, I don't know what the statistics are, but if I can remember correctly, the percentage of Christians who are actually living for God on the campuses in comparison to the numbers of students we have, I mean, it's just ridiculous. When you think of 90,000 students, and how many of those actually connected with churches? It's not that.
It's about 1 or 2%. That's all it is. That's all it is at the moment. But that is changing. God is moving, what I'm finding is the Christians that are committed to Christ are more committed. They're more passionate. So one of the things that we've been doing at Fusion is calling students on like a short-term mission, just 48 hours, just away. Not in their own city, but in a European city. So we'd say, give us £100, we'll buy you a plane ticket, and you go to another European city to pray for an awakening in a university city. And the catch with this is, when they arrive at the airport, they don't know where they're going. So they arrive, they open up an envelope, they're going to Berlin, they're going to Hungary, they're going to Czech Republic. They don't know where they're going, they have limited money, they don't know who's going to be there, and what their vision is to go there and pray for an awakening, and all the way through prayer. Pray for your needs, pray for the people you meet, pray to be led by the Spirit. It's all bathed and soaked in prayer. And I believe we need a generation rise up who've got that spirit of prayer and a trust in God. Prayer isn't just an event, it's a lifestyle, and we're living that out. So we want to challenge students to live it out, find ways to do that.
So I'm interested to hear about some of the testimonies you've had on the back of that, because you've done this about 2 times now?
3 times.
3 times. So students just not know where they're going to go. Just end up in some country in Europe and praying. Because incredible things happen when we do step out of faith.
Absolutely.
I mean, do you have any kind of stories of some of the things that you've seen happen in that?
Well, there's different kinds of stories. Some people, it's hard. It's really hard. And they're sleeping on the street. They're sleeping in the airport. It's really hard. They're walking for miles and miles every day, praying, looking to connect with churches, praying for people, and it's hard. Do you know what? That sounds like the Apostle Paul's experience sometimes. Other times, it's incredible. Like I went to a place called Debrecen a few weeks ago. I didn't know where that was. That's Hungary. We arrived at the airport, we hitchhiked, got to hitchhike really quickly to the city. The first place we go into, connect with the church, and they own halls of residence right next to the campus. The church does. And the guy we connect with is leading it. So he shows us the campus. And we have specific words of knowledge, the places to go. So we had a word of knowledge about go to a fountain. and the fountain was right by the university campus. So we got to pray for students, and God set us up all the way with words of knowledge, with preaching the gospel, with connecting with people. But there's a lot of rejection, so it requires perseverance, and that's why prayer's right at the centre of it. You can't just keep going on your own fuel. Prayer fuels you for this.
Absolutely.
Prayer is the fuel for leading by the Spirit.
Prayer fuels mission
as
well. And I think what we want to do with these sessions that we're going to be releasing some more videos, myself and Alan, over the next few weeks. What we want to do is we want to equip you as a student to be effective in your prayer life, because we believe prayer is the foundation for everything and anything God wants to do in our lives and also through our lives. And it's amazing, many people just find it intimidating, find it difficult, feel like it's not for them, feel like, well, I'm not an intercessor, I'm not this. Well, what we want to do is we want to show you that this is actually a lot simpler than you realize, and this is actually easy to engage with. Prayer is so significant for what God wants to do on the campuses of our nation, and we believe this is a key time to be actually investing in university students. So we're really excited about what God's doing on the campuses of our nation, and we feel like this is such a key time to be investing in raising up students, raising up even lecturers, raising up people that have a heart for students, pastors that will actually begin to invest in prayer on our campuses. Because I'm telling you, what God wants to do has to be preceded by a prayer movement. So over the next few sessions, myself and Alan will be talking about how you as a student, how you as an individual with a heart for students can begin to develop a prayer life that's focused on really seeing God impact our campuses. God bless you.